Hey guys, and welcome to Pheas Airsoft, where today I'm going to disassemble this CM.97B or E Edition M4. Hi guys, and welcome back. If you are enjoying my content today, please do consider liking and subscribing. It is free and it really helps me out. That said, we're going to get started. So today I've got the new Cyma. Big shout out to the viewer on YouTube that helped me out correcting with that. I've never heard it pronounced Cyma, but apparently it's not Cyma or Cyma, it's Cyma, so I appreciate that. So this is one of the new Cyma E Edition CM.97B high speed, upgraded, all singing, all dancing M4 from Cyma. And today I wanted to do a disassembly to show you what's inside this, including the Mosfet system as well. It is largely just a standard M4 externally, so most of the takedown should be the same, but this is more about seeing what's actually inside here. So we'll get started. So remove the magazine. I did get to try that out on a game day in the magazine just a little bit. Obviously I switched to high caps and it worked absolutely perfectly and fed really well. So we'll just release the stock there. So all I did was, when it got to the end, I just pushed the button in and pulled down until it released, and we can get that out of the way. Next I'm going to split the body, so I'll just pull the pin out and the body releases. Now it will catch a little bit, and it's catching on the bolt release that also acts to keep the dust cover, open the dust cover, and there it is. Look, you can see that was catching. So if you press the bolt release in, it lowers it down and it releases the upper. So inside of here, just quickly, we've got the hop unit and a much better quality looking than normal in a barrel. I am assured this is a 6.03 type bore barrel manufactured by them. It does look pretty nice. It is spotlessly clean inside. So while using this, I was really happy with this, how it performed. I was happy with the range, the accuracy. Cyma are known for the performance anyway, but I was generally happy with how tight the grouping was, the range I was getting out of it. Hot rubber seems to be really good quality. I've literally done nothing to this out of the box, so I was really happy with that. So I'll slide that back in there. Obviously, if you want to remove this front end, there's two little grub screws there, and this should then just rotate off and slide off the front, and then you can obviously remove the outer barrel and everything. The flash hider itself is grub screwed on there. There's a little grub screw, and then that'll come off a negative thread, and you flip up sights, it just got a flathead screw point, and they'll come out of the way as well. So getting down to the important bit here. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this off. Now I'm partway through a house move, so I can't find my armorer's wrench at the minute, but I'm pretty sure pliers should do the job. They have needle nose pliers, so I'm just going to loosen this up, and what that does is it takes the pressure off, and then I can push down and twist, quarter twist, and it comes away. So I just pushed it down, quarter twist, and it releases it. Gets that out of the way. You've got your metal sling plate there, and if you are wondering for reassembly, how it came, the pushed out part went into the back of the gearbox, and the recessed part was showing on the back there. So there we've got the wiring, quite nice quality wiring. It looks better quality than their usual standard wiring. We've got the quick release spring system here. You don't even need to remove the stock tube for this. You can access this with the wiring in place as well, just by putting a long flathead screwdriver in there. So we'll release this now before we go any further. There we go. Just take that out nice and steady. It does make opening the gearbox much easier when this is already removed for you. So there we go. There's obviously the screwing mechanism with an O-ring on the back, I'm guessing to lock it in and obviously help with air seal a little bit, possibly at the back. Got a bearing base spring guide on the front of it, and there's your spring as well. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the mag release out. It is a Torx screw in there, so I'm just going to get a small head Torx screwdriver. Oops, keep this in. There we go. Now I did notice when I took this on site, that screw was loose, and I tightened it up just to make sure that I didn't lose anything through the day. So just something to be aware of, that it may be loose, and it's probably worth just checking that all your screws are tightened down before you start playing with it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the pistol grip. So we'll start with the base plate. It is a plastic base plate, but I do like that they've got the large X or Allen key bolt in there for adjusting the motor. It means you don't have to have one of those little fiddly metal plates. It just sits quite nicely. Now this is a high-speed motor. It's uprated from their usual style ones, and obviously helps to give a better rate of fire. Another viewer commented that it's a 13.1 ratio gear set in here. Now the motor's actually rotated the other way round, which is different to usual. Usually the red wire comes up the front into the pistol grip, across to the back, up, and then round and onto the red contact is usually at the front, and the black one comes up the back and straight onto the contact at the back. So obviously just something to be aware of, that is slightly different to usual. So we'll just lift that out, and there is the motor. So that's definitely different to the usual. That's quite loose. The pinion gear might just need tightening down a little bit, never mind. So that is quite different. There's a bit of a serial number on there. I don't know if you can see that properly, hopefully you can. So long shaft motor, looks like a high-speed motor, looks definitely better quality than the originals. I'm guessing, yeah, still very powerful magnets in there. Excuse me. So the wiring does come up where it is, so the black wire comes up the front and the red wire comes up the back. So I'm just going to undo the two base screws in there. That's one. There's the other one, and let those come out. Now get that out of the way, and the screw. Oops. Now all we've got left to get the gearbox out is this pin here and this back pin. Now this pin, the teeth, the gripping part, is on this right hand side of the receiver, so I'm going to knock it out that way. Bear with me while I just punch this out. There's the pin out. The back pin should push out relatively easily now, and it does. I do like that this both of the body pins, the front and back, are on like a retaining clip so they don't come out, which is handy. If you're taking it, means you're not going to lose them very easily, and they're quick and easy to slide back in. So I'm just going to, just a slight update there. I didn't realise at first that the bolt release was actually pinned in, and that was retaining the gearbox in its place and making it feel like it wasn't going to come out. So I've just dropped that pin out, and that should now hopefully get that out of the way. It does come out rather easily then. So there's the lower receiver pin on its main tin. There's the cam that interfaces with your selector plate. We'll get that out of the way, and I'm just going to lower my camera down so we can see that just does genuinely look better quality than what we've seen before from Cyma. So we'll just bear with me. I'm going to lower my camera down and we'll take a closer look at this. I've lowered the camera down. Now we can get into the nitty gritty of ticking the gearbox over. So I'm just going to release this little plate from here just because it's in the way of one of the screws, taking care to not lose any of the parts. So I'm going to lift that screw off carefully. I'll lift the spring off, the cam off, and lift the spring out. There we go. Now we can get to these. It is Phillips head screws all the way around, which is nice. I always prefer it when they put Phillips head, although it's quite commonplace to see Torx screws for these as well. So I'm going to remove the top ones first. Obviously the gearbox is no longer under pressure, so I don't have to worry about pushing the spring down via the spring guide. I will be doing a full review of this in future. Next week I will be doing a full disassembly of the 97 version, the AR-10 or SR25 DMR rifle and takedown. Very similar build, obviously slightly different gearbox, but should have the same Mosfet in it. Now it has got a slower rate of fire, could be that different gear set, which I would assume possibly not the high rate of fire gearbox like this one's got. Possibly need to remove that one as well, but watch out for that next week. So got in there now, and let's split this nice and easily. Just I've hooked my finger in there and I'm just pushing and trying to get my fingers in places to separate it out. The trigger's popped, and there is excuse me, there is the Mosfet. Now I'm not convinced that that is a branded one. I think that might be theirs. Now the blue components in here are looking quite nice. It looks like genuinely good quality. Let's move that up, I apologise. So we've got the blue metal piston head. Start again. Blue metal, I'm guessing possibly aluminium cylinder head. Nice quality cylinder. Let's have a look at the compression on there. So I'll take the tappy plate off. So the outlet nozzle on, there's, oh no, there is definitely, yeah, there's good compression on that. I can get it part way down, nearly to the end I suppose. Oh no, there we go. There we go. So there is good compression on that. Let's check it with the air nozzle. It's not an O-ring based air nozzle, just wondered. Not quite as, oh no, that's pretty good air seal all round on that. So we'll just move those out of the way, and I'm happy with that. Gear set looks really good quality. I'm assured it's a 13.1 gear set. I wouldn't actually know. I'm used to working with standard gear sets, so if it is, I will take my viewer's word for it. And then we've got in there a micro switch based Mosfet. Now I can't see any branding on that at all, so I'm guessing it's possibly their own specialist make. If I move the selector plate, well, I'll tell you what, I'll lift it out and we'll take a look, because I know people want to have a closer look at this. So there's the wiring coming out quite nicely. Again, continued on with a nice quality wiring. So there it is. It is their own make of, I'm guessing that might be a model number, the J5P. So that is their own Mosfet that they've built there. I'm not convinced it's programmable. It looks like it's just a standard Mosfet, and it's all about raising the rate of fire in there. But it does look quite well made. I'm quite impressed with that. You know, maybe in future they can compete with the big boys, possibly compete with Perun or Gate in terms of features and things like that, possibly at a much lower price point and things. But actually, I'm quite impressed with how that looks. That's quite a nice looking Mosfet, so hopefully you can see everything you want. So this is what the trigger interacts with to activate it. It's not optical or anything on the back, it's just obviously chips and what have you, and it does look like it's a J5P Cyma. So in general, I am really impressed with this. Good quality build, really good quality. You've got obviously the high-speed motor in there. We've got a tight bore barrel. We've got a custom-made Mosfet, which I'm quite impressed about. The gear set is 13.1. Looks absolutely rock solid. Looks really, really good. Really, really well made. All nicely branded. Obviously you've got the blue plastic parts, which generally indicate that it's much nicer quality as well. So all in all, a really nice build. I'm really happy with it, and for the price point, I bought this from Taiwan Gun. I'm not sponsored, just to confirm. Somebody did message me saying, did I get sponsorship? I'm not sponsored. We have spent our own money on this to buy this. It's genuinely a good investment. It's got a lot of the upgrades done to it already that a lot of people would want, like the Mosfet, the high-speed motor, the high-speed gear set, and a tight bore barrel. So you've got here a pre-upgraded rifle that you can literally buy once, spend about £200 on, and then that's it. You won't have to spend any money on it for probably quite some time. So all in all, very, very happy with it. Really, really happy with it. I'm sure you will be too if you purchase this setup. I hope that you found this helpful. Please do like and subscribe. It is free and it really helps me out. And I will see you next time. Bye.